Welcome back to my channel. I am going to make some dog food for our schnauzers. We have a certain brand of dog food that we like to feed our dogs because it doesn't cause any allergies or they don't have any issues on it. We absolutely love that dog food, but we did not place an order in time and we ran out. So when I run out of dog food, I will not go to the store and just pick up any brand because
too much corn.
A lot of different reasons why. So instead, I make them this. This meal is also good if your dog is sick. So if your dog has diarrhea or is throwing up, this is what I will feed our dogs if they're sick.
And if you have any leftovers, you can throw this chicken in some chicken noodle soup for later.
My husband, he went ahead and kind of prepared everything for me, so all I have to do is mix it up and serve it to the dogs.
I set the stage, so all she had to do was come in and read her lines.
How many cups of rice is this?
6.
6 cups of rice. So
would you like a measuring thing?
No, we use 6 cups of cooked rice.
Anyways, like I was saying, when we're not feeding them this gruel, we're feeding them Signature with a Z. It's kind of like your signature, but with a Z.
We've really been liking that.
Yeah, it's literally, so we've had our oldest schnauzers for just over 5 years, and we just, in the past 3 to 4 months, found a food that everyone agrees with and nobody has issues with.
The rice is cooked, and I'm gonna throw in some corn and peas. I usually just throw in whatever we have in the freezer.
What was that jar we used to have? What are those scissors we used to have?
I do frozen vegetables. You can do frozen or you can warm them up in the microwave, however you wanna do it.
Keeping them frozen kind of gives it almost, makes it a little game because they get confused. They're like, well, the rice was mushy and chewy and so was the chicken. And now we got this hard stuff. It just gives them something to chew on and it helps clean their teeth.
Yeah, it makes it kind of fun for them. And then with the heat from the rice, it's going to thaw it out a lot.
Oh, you can see, look, it's like black ice. Oh, no, dry ice, sorry. It's like dry ice.
So since I am only feeding the dogs this for a couple days, I'm not too worried about what vegetables I'm putting in here. It's not like if they were sick or if I was going to feed them this for a long period of time, I would be doing things differently. This is an alternative if you run out of your dog food.
And the biggest thing is if you run out of your dog food, the problem you're gonna run into is if they've been used to a food for so long and you just run down to the quick stop and get some dog chow, they're gonna get sick. They're gonna eat it, but then they're gonna get really, really, really sick. You can't make abrupt changes. This is relatively bland, so it's really, they're gonna be like, holy cow, what do? We got a great present. But they're still gonna be fine and they're gonna pick right back up on our other food as soon as it gets in.
Yeah, so our mini schnauzers, a lot of them, not all of them, but a couple of them, they get sick from certain dog foods. So they will either be very picky and not eat the dog food. They will either get sick, diarrhea, throwing up, or they will just start licking themselves a lot, licking their private areas and licking their paws.
That's due to a food allergy.
Yes, so when they are doing that, our vet said that that is more or less probably from a food allergy, so that is why we don't just run to the store and pick up any kind of dog food. Instead, I usually have these ingredients on hand at all times. We just make it up for the dogs.
In case anybody's wondering what we found.
I'm gonna throw the chicken in here next. Ooh, we should have did like half of it and then mixed it up. You can talk.
Thanks. In case you were wondering, our particular mini schnauzers, all 7 of them. So if you look at your dog food, whatever you're feeding your animals, it has content of different things in the food. So we've realized that we need to keep our protein content 26% or more. The other thing that's helpful that we learned is that you don't want to feed them a dog food that in the first 5 or 6 ingredients is corn. So obviously we have corn in this. It's okay in small batches and small doses. You don't want to feed corn to your dog regularly. It's not good for, they can't process it very well.
And the reason why I went with corn is because corn and peas are the only vegetables I had in my freezer, and I woke up this morning and realized that our Chewy order wasn't going to come in time, so there was enough food for the morning, but there wasn't enough for this evening for them to eat, so I just went with what we had. If this doesn't last, then I will make up a smaller batch for them until their food comes. We used 5 chicken breasts, and what he did is he just threw them in the oven and then chopped them up.
We've never done oven baked. We usually boil the chicken because it's easier to make sure it's done.
I boil it or I will air fry it. Them are the 2 ways that I normally do it, but he put it in the oven. How did that work?
It went real smooth. I had to do it in the oven just because I was using the stove for other stuff. I was making supper for everybody else. So put it in the oven so that it didn't end up being 2 more hours before we could do all this. It went really well, but you know, it can get a little smoky. What I would suggest is obviously you put it in there. I did it at 400 degrees, 20 to 25 minutes, and then I start checking it with instant read thermometer, and you know, I got up to like 140, 135, 140, and then I just kind of put it on broil, just give it a little bit of a crust, and then it's good.
So this is what it looks like when it's all mixed together. Some of these chunks, as you can see, are really big. So we have 7 schnauzers. 2 of them are puppies and 1 of them is just a tiny little peanut. So what I'm going to do is, this size is good for our dogs. We know they're not going to have any issues, but for the 2 puppies and for the little peanut, I will, once I scoop up their food and put it in their bowl, I will then cut up their chicken to just make it more bite-sized for them, so they're not gonna choke on it and it's not gonna be a struggle for them to eat it. But this is what we do. Very simple, very easy. It doesn't cost that much. Frozen vegetables, you can get them at Walmart for $1.
The chicken, I think, was like, so it was 3 pounds roughly, and I don't think it cost more than like $9-10 bucks.
You can always buy chicken when it's on sale, freeze it, and then pull it out when you need to use it. And then the rice, you can use any rice you want. We went with minute rice because that is what we have, but if you have other rice and you want to use that, you can use it. And you can also throw other things in here. I can make a different video when I do it again and I can show you some other things that we throw in here for the dogs, but this is really all that they're going to need. If our dogs were sick, I would make this batch up too, but I would keep out the vegetables and I would just do rice and chicken. Because you don't want to upset their stomach, and the rice and the chicken won't upset their stomach. For our dogs, if they're sick and they won't eat this, then we know that they are really sick because they love this. They usually get hard kibble, and when they get this, it's like a treat for them. So, and then I will use what I'm going to use, and then I will just put the rest in the refrigerator with a lid over the top, and then I just pull this out and scoop it up and give it for the dogs. I mean, we could eat this. It would be very, very plain, but we could eat it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was very short, but I feel like it's somewhat educational. Yeah, he's doing that look again.
Would you like to tell them a little fun fact about us? Something we've accomplished this year together?
Sure, I don't know it.
Each of us, to this point of the year, have lost over 30 pounds each.
We did.
We've been working really hard, trying to pay attention to what we're doing, and with help of our medical provider, and just trying to make smarter choices with our diet. we've lost a combined 65 to 70 pounds. It's a little over 30 pounds each. So it's kind of funny because I'm almost exactly 100 pounds more than she is. So we just kind of bounce back and forth like that. But we have a goal in mind. We haven't reached it yet, but I think that is a remarkable feat. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we have some dogs outside. They're hungry, so I'm gonna feed them, and I will see you guys in our next video.
What am I gonna do?
Bye. You're gonna help me feed them.
Bye.